However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extreme danger?
Extra danger. To frame Rhonda Light.
What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Heh, looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
Wait, why do I need to prove this? Fuck you.
They're on to you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? Oh, that was Maya, sorry. The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer.
Even though the security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond.
Time's up, Mr. Wright.
This is the judge, not Godot.
I am Judge Godot.
I spilled coffee on my beard.
Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well, then.
Oh ho, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? To call the security guard.
To find out what it did.
What the
Ooh, what does this button do? Click. Ah, a free ice cream cone. Thank you.
What? That is not the free ice cream sound.
The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes, although as it turned out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. Heh, time. Huh, what a touching story. You're saying that the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in?
No, I'm not. Okay, seriously, just say it already. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Rhonda Light, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
They're making it kind of obvious, aren't they? Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Rhonda Light.
And if any security guards came running at that time, they would think that I was the murderer.
Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Rhonda Light for the murder.
Order, order, order.
I'll have 1 cup of whatever he's having.
Damn it, Dave. It would seem. I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Or, wait. Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask. Nick, you mean the real killer is...
We're gonna drag that person in here right now.
But, who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Rhonda Light for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Bullard?
Billiard.
Well...
Bullshit.
It was obviously Detective Dick Gumshoe!
Hang on!
Detective Waluigi! He's the only one who could have done it. I get to do the voice again.
Ace Detective. Look at me. I mean, Waluigi? You mean Master did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all.
The mask?
He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
No,
No, not quite yet.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and cheese sandwich. God.
Dave.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Waluigi confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
Of course, famous detective was unmasked as well as Master Mask.
Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty.
Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Waluigi's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict. As an alibi. Judge angry.
If I can pause for a moment, because this reminds me of something. This reminds me of, like, did you ever watch a TV show, Monk?
No.
I think I asked this before. Basically, it's a detective show. That's all I'll leave it at.
I know what it is. You've mentioned it before.
Okay, well, there was an episode in it where something similar to this happened. Somebody wanted to kill some people, obviously. So what he did was he, like, set up bombs, like package bombs, mail bombs. He put them in mailboxes, glued to the top. And then he tried to get himself arrested so that he'd be in jail when these package bombs were delivered to the people. So, yeah, very similar thing, and that's what makes me think of. Funny enough, it actually didn't quite work that way because he instead got into a car accident and was in a coma. So he got an even better alibi. And then someone just walked in with one of the packages and was like, "Here, you got something delivered." And he's like, "No, get it away!" And that's how they figured out it was him. Anyway.
You know, it's almost time. For what? For Waluigi's verdict. It's a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's all assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Mr. Waluigi's trial is indeed entitled to the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
The bet's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you.
Mr. Delight.
So, please. I'm begging you. I don't like him.
Thanks, but a decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix.
Trust your client.
What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust.
Told you.
That voice. It sounds like... Mia! Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess.
Heh. So that's your answer, huh? Very well. Decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, we return. Please summon Mr. Waluigi to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
October 14th.
Alright. While they're off playing on the slide, we gotta figure this shit out. Oh, wait, what? Oh, right, it's probably showing the other case.
Well, Sir Detective Waluigi?
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Waluigi. You were the one who...
Who judges Super Saiyan Judge?
That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial! This court finds the defendant, Waluigi!
The court was all you for a moment.
Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please. Well, well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom. Who's this hoser, eh? Canadian Super Saiyan! My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man, Waluigi.
Accusation? You accuse Master Mask?
That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What?
Wipe your nose. Well.
And we didn't even get to see who the lawyer was.
Cameo by Super Saiyan Judge.
Super Saiyan Canadian.
Canadian Super Saiyan Judge.
Canadian Super Saiyan. Canadian Super Sanadian. I don't know.
My sis?
I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then she's still...
What?
Just...
What?
Oh, then she's still alive inside your heart.
Nicky boy!
Oh, Ms. Delight. Is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night?
Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Waluigi want to kill Mr. Bluebell?
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. Need to find some solid proof. It's gotta happen sooner rather than later.
October 14th. Rebel! Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke at me, Waluigi, sorry, typo here. Please take the stand.
Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi.
I was just kind of expecting it to pan over to Phoenix and him be like, fuck off.
An alibi by the name of Master Mask.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Waluigi has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Master Mask.
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring! This red diamond ring! That sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Master Mask.
Of course.
Very well then, Mr. Waluigi. Let's begin with this simple question. On October 12th, at 1 a.m., Kane Billbottom was murdered.
That is not a question, you fucking moron.
I'm getting there, dammit. Where were you at that time? Question mark.
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself.
I have a hammer.
But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thank you. Alright, Mr. Waluigi. Deny the murder. Speak. We're listening.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor.
The ring's just like, notice me, senpai.
I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder.
How would he know that?
Seems the main point of discussion would be this photo of the crime scene.
Actually, never mind. He just said it. Never mind. Everything else up until now was all a part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. No, it happened right at 1 a.m., so... nothing to that, anyway. Let me check something. You can't actually see anything. Because Ron DeLite said that he, because the one costume was taken from him, he got a chance to remake it, so I thought maybe there'd be some sort of difference.
Not that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the great Masty Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Waluigi, we still have to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
Francesca?
She is my wife.
Like hell you are. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
Oh.
So this photograph is the proof, correct?
Indeed it is.
And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask.
A master mask, one might say.
That is why I am called Masty Mask.
But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean? Are you saying that this is not, in fact, Mr. Waluigi? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Master, create an alibi. Goodbye.
Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Waluigi, had an accomplice?
I think it's a bit early for us to call that out. What do you think?
Here's the thing, if we say name the accomplice, they're gonna have us choose one from the profiles.
Right.
And let's be honest, the only ones we'd be able to choose are Ron and Desiree.
Technically, Adrian would be one too.
Yeah, but
I don't think she did it, she just had access.
Yeah, so it would not have been her. And I'm really not sure about the other two. Does not make sense. So, I'm gonna say give it up for now. Or, well, I'm in a save state. Let's see what happens, maybe. Because I can always revert back.
Yep, I vote Desiree.
If Waluigi was at KB security during the murder, then the mask in this picture has to be a fake. Exactly. You had an accomplice.
Now remember, you've said that, Mr. Trite, because there's no going back. If you're making baseless claims, I'll treat you to a penalty myself. That penalty is probably boiling hot, too. So who is it, Mr. Trite? Who was the accomplice?
You, motherfucker! I mean, we could say it was Ron. No, it was Ron, because he's been fucking setting out the plans!
You mean he's been pulling off the plans?
As in, Ron's been pulling off the... I meant as in he, as in Waluigi, has been sending he, as in Ron, the plans.
Ah, yes.
It was this person. Oh my fucking god. I flipped over my mouse.
Flips mouse. It's like flipping table, except a little less. Huh. It's quite the prank you're trying to pull. Do you have any evidence that this person is in fact the accomplice?
Well, yes, I do. I'm gonna try Desiree, and then if that doesn't work, we're just gonna give it up. Nope. Let me see something. Go ahead and read it. I want to see if it puts us back at the give up potential option.
If you're going to judge someone by their aura, you'd be right up there as the #1 suspect, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, jump the gun on that one. Oh, okay, yeah, it does that. All right. If Waluigi was at KB security during the murder. That's Damascus. I said give it up. It really was a. But right now I have no idea who it was. Okay.
I don't have any idea right now either. So like I said, it was too early.
Baseless objections are just what that guy wants. Gotta be another way. I'm gonna find it. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Waluigi was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, then he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd.
That is true. Thank you, Maya.
So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct?
Indeed, these. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Dun 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 motherfucking dun. He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that.
Indeed. It turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody.
Question.
Answer.
Couldn't you have just taken it at like 1 a.m. on a different day?
I mean, I don't think so, because remember, the urn was stolen anyway.
Fair enough.
Looks like I better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo.
It's probably the paint, because that's the only other thing in the photo besides him.
Sorry, let me see if I can get a go to the court. No, I gotta go present and just be careful. Okay. The costume seems right, correct?
Well, I mean, there's the brooch missing, but we know that.
Yeah. The paint splatter? Amy Faye's statue was there before. Why is it... I mean, I don't think that's relevant at the moment, but I still don't know why it was moved.
Yeah, apparently, me neither. I assume maybe it was moved when they pulled the sword out, but I don't know why we moved that much.
It was also already moved enough as he was stealing the jar.
Yeah. It's something with the paint and the statue being moved, we know that.
About the camera that took this photograph.
Look at this photograph.
Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor. On top of that, it was the Lordly Taylor staff that printed the pictures. Blah, blah. Fortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. See.
Looks like I better find something else that could be suspicious.
So this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities. Either the master mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is.
Well, they just said the photo can't be a fake. I think that maybe... I still think that maybe this was taken on a separate day, because you don't really see him stealing the urn there. You see him stealing the box. Urn could just not be in it.
I'm gonna try something. Nope. I was just seeing if presenting that would allow me to, like...
Select part.
Yeah. What if I tried it here? Nope, that's not it. No, okay. Alright. Let me look through this again. Why am I not able to go faster? God damn it. Oh, there's something new here, I think, maybe. Though the tailor provided the camera, there's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Kane Bullard, unless I had an accomplice.
Hmm.
Come on, think long and hard about that night. Basement warehouse, and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. And there's something funny about this picture.
Yes!
Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. The statue.
Statue. Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. So, did you actually end up presenting this, or did you just press again?
I pressed again to get a look at the dialogue again to see what it was we were looking for.
And it just let you go this route?
Yeah, sometimes some things do that. It's very rare, which is why I didn't think of it. But sometimes you press one thing, and then by pressing a previous thing, it unlocks more stuff. Like, you have to get all the information first. The funny part is right here.
Why, this is a blood stain. Ah, blood. Now this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And, peach colored, I thought.
From blood to peaches. The judge sure loves going on his wild tangents.
You shall not question my delicious blood peaches.
The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Wah.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
Fucking called it. Different night. Fucking called it. When I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Oh, Maya's gonna beat the shit out of him.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself, and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
Heh. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue the night of the theft?
It says crime.
Thievery is a crime.
It's going to be either Adrian or Luke, but I'm pretty sure it's Waluigi here.
Yep.
Wait, no, because we're trying to say he wasn't there.
Mask to mask?
I'll just go with this and see what happens. The one who moved the statue is none other than Waluigi.
Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, oh, he moved it because he took the picture the day before when the statue wasn't there, and so when he came back that night, and so when he was doing his investigation job, he saw it was there, and he was like, "Oh shit, this doesn't match. Gotta move this." Right? Get what I'm saying?
I think that sounds about right. Yeah.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue?
The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph.
See how it makes me laugh?
Waluigi, you pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you moved the statue.
A single fatal flaw. Spectre, hush. Interesting theory. Just where in this picture does this lie exist?
I guess right up here?
Yeah, I think so.
Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Waluigi went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was the statue placed besides the warehouse door?
Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Waluigi had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet.
Ah.
So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Waluigi must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Waluigi had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Gwah!
Guava? Order! Order! Mr. Waluigi, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten these?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer, according to this. The camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Wah.
Order! Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this?
Coffee. Sustained!
Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good to the last drop. Over the defense is a very good point. Good point. So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think you got your points mixed up with the other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time. And that the statue was moved in order to make it match. It's a very interesting idea, however. There's one point I can't be denied.
Which is?
It's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
Jesus.
That's very true.
No way. Don't fall for that, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Damask.
Yes.
There's no funny business in your actions as mask to mask. There should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
Whoosh. Boom, boom.